Really excited for today. Happy Mother's Day to all of you
There we go.
who are out there.
We're gonna go now, right, Carla?
Going live. Hey, everybody.
Okay, it's preparing. Hi, everyone. Welcome to 22 Days of Transformation. We are here today on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everyone that is here, that will be with us today, tomorrow, the next day. And as well, happy Mother's Day to Mother Earth Gaia. And today we're here with Lynn Eastman, who is a wonderful, amazing, exquisite channel. And she will be channeling the Blessed Mother with us here today, Mother Mary.
I would love to share if that's okay with you. Welcome, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Welcome. This is Elle from the Age of New Beginnings, along with Carla. And yes, I have an exquisite friend that I absolutely adore, that I cherish, that is going to do an amazing channeling. But she also wants to make it very clear that if anybody at the end has any questions for Mother Mary, that Mother Mary is very open to answer any of your questions. So enjoy the most exquisite, beautiful experience on Mother's Day. What's better than Jesus's mom, which loves to love us and hold us and support us and nurture us in our everyday life. So feeling very blessed. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Lots of love.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Rev Lynn Eastman, and Ellen, I just love you. Thank you so much. Carla, you've become very dear to me, and just another happy birthday shout out to Carla, you blessed being. Carla and Ellen have put together this exquisite program. It's called 22 Days of Transformation, and they've invited 22 magnificent psychics and channelers and mediums and beings that are just deeply, deeply connected to spirit to come and be with you all. And on this morning, I'm going to be bringing through Mother Mary. She's very, very precious to me. My connection to her is that I actually remembered being the sibling, one of the youngest sister of Jesus. So she is literally my mother through my past life connections. And I have been very blessed to channel her and to be connected richly and deeply to this family lineage spiritually, as well as somewhere in my DNA. So I just want to open it up with a beautiful prayer of invocation for us all. I invoke the violet flame of Saint Germain. I call upon the blessings of Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ezekiel to be with us, to protect us, and to guide us towards the truth to be spoken by all. I call upon the blessings of Mother Mary. I call upon Yeshua. I call upon his beloved, Mary Magdalene. I call upon the blessings of Hathor, Athena, Abraham the patriarch. I call upon all of our guidance, all of our spirits, and all of our loves who have crossed the veil. May they be with us now, and a blessed Mother Day wish and greeting for all of us. Amen.
Amen.
Whew. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Mother Mary through. And if you have any questions for her, please go ahead and put them in the chat. And then Ellen can act as our moderator to go ahead and ask any of those questions. And my love to all of you who are with me. I'm running my Facebook Live at the same time, so I've got a lot of friends who are on board. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring her through. I'll be just a minute. Greetings, my beloveds. We are deeply honored to be with you on this day that you have honored those of us who have chosen to bring forth life through these physical vessels. We have indeed had the blessing of bringing through the being that you know as Jesus, the one that we called Yeshua, indeed flesh of our flesh. But understand that within this magnificent time-space dimension, as you are going through this rapid transformation from one dimension of reality to another, many of you are coming to understand that your flesh has been a gift. It has been much like a vehicle that has been lent to you during this epoch in your time, where you are able to walk and talk and run and jump and play here and experience emotions and experience life in a way that is vastly different when you are not in a corporeal form. The history that we carry with us is not nearly as important as what each of you choose to do day to day, moment to moment, minute to minute, when you are in the presence of yourselves, as well as when you are in the presence of your beloveds. Please understand, my dear ones, that the most crucial aspect of your existences here are to learn to love and to cherish yourselves, to write letters of love to yourself, to say how much you love and appreciate your own divinity, to look for the diamond that exists deeply inside of you that you allowed yourselves to forget before you came to fruition. And then the next most important is for you to remember that those who stand before you, those with whom you are engaged, are nothing more than an aspect of your own soul. These are beloved reflections, beloved mirrors, if you will, of your own forgetfulness. You may come upon a being and say, this being is not my favorite. This being can create havoc, can create upset within me. Please understand that what is truly happening is you are being shown as a reflection, an aspect of your own beingness that you have forgotten existed, and one that is meant to be brought back to a field of neutrality. There is light and there is darkness. There is positive and there is negative. But the next most important aspect of your beingness is your own sense of neutrality. The aspect of nature that mirrors this most clearly are your beloved trees. If you find yourself in a circumstance, my loved ones, where you have upset and anger and anxiety and consternation, if you can close your physical eyes to shut away the world of duality, if you can then take a breath and begin to bring yourself to your own sense of internal beingness, you can imagine yourself emulating the beingness of a tree. A tree provides one of the most vital functions within this universe through creating oxygen. For your breath, that moment of you pausing provides you an instant moment of reconnection to your sacred self that you have forgotten when you become so embroiled with the thoughts of what this person has done to you and how this person has insulted you and how this one has hurt your feelings and how this one has possibly broken your heart. Understand, my loves, that when your heart feels broken, you have literally disconnected yourself from your own source. By allowing yourself to close your eyes, by allowing yourself to take a beautiful breath in of life and love. In that exhale, as you release any of the pain, you are immediately brought back home to yourselves. You are immediately functioning as would the magnificence of that beloved neutral creature known as the trees. In the light spectrum of the rainbow, the color that sits in the middle represents the heart. The color is green. If you gaze upon the color green, you will immediately be brought back to a sense of balance. It is the fulcrum point of the light spectrum, and there are a multitude of shades. It is the heart. It is balance. It is a place of neutrality. This is one of the greatest gifts that you truly can give yourselves, beloveds. Let yourself breathe in light, and then allow yourselves to breathe out any darkness. Please understand that in search of more light, you only bring more darkness in balance. But this other aspect of neutrality is the way to supersede the dynamic of contention that occurs between the light and the dark. If you seek out the dark, you shall only bring more light to balance it. But when you allow yourself to come to a field of neutrality, you are bringing a union and a balance, for it replicates the triangle, which is indeed one of the prime structures for the creation of all that exists in what is known as your sacred geometry. We do not mean for this to be a science lesson. We mean that for this to be a lesson in love. There are many who are speaking with us on this blessed day. There is much love to be shared with all of you. My loves, know that in these times of confusion, in these times of chaos, you are in the middle of a huge birthing process. And what a magnificent day, what a magnificent day to address this experience than the blessed day of honoring mothers, mothers who existed through the pain and the turmoil of giving birth, mothers who have had to love children unconditionally. Some have succeeded and some have failed. My own beloved eldest son gave me more trouble than any of my other children, as you could well imagine. He would disappear, and then he would return, and then he would disappear, and then he would return. All beings are like this. There is an ebb and a flow to presence and the non-presence. It is much like the light and the dark. But know that all of you, each and every one of you, are assured to return, as are we all, back to source, where indeed no one has actually ever left. Imagine that you are in the middle of a dream, or you may be in the middle of a nightmare, and all that has really happened is you are sitting in your own bed. None of you have ever gone anywhere, and each of you are deep in the process of remembering. Each of you are deep within this process of ascension and of bringing yourselves back to the remembrance of your oneness with divinity. For those of us who have indeed journeyed upon this planet with you, we understand the pain that you have felt. We have love, understanding, and compassion within us for each of your journeys. Please know, beloveds, that we hear your prayers. Please know, beloveds, that we hear your cries. Please know, beloveds, that we are with you always. And we do indeed encourage each of you to call upon us, for we are here to help you with your journey. There is a huge birthing and a huge transformation that is indeed occurring for you. Know that we are with you. One moment, beloveds. Sorry, guys. I have an alarm set for 2 o'clock and I forgot to turn it off. So my apologies. Let me do that right now.
What a blessing how you can go in and out so beautifully.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You've been channeling for how long?
I have been channeling for about 3 years now. Ellen, it was the craziest thing. I have a very dear girlfriend named Wendy, and Wendy's been channeling for, I don't know, like 20 something years. And she channels Archangel Metatron. And she and I had lost touch because my address book was stolen. My purse was stolen one time and I lost phone numbers of everybody. And it wasn't until the advent of Facebook that she and I reconnected. And I'm like, hey, babe, how are you? Like, we've been friends for 30 years. I was at her wedding. And she's like, oh, I'm great. I'm a triple certified psychic, and I'm a full body trance channel. And I said, no, you're not. You work at a dental office. What are you talking about? And she said, no, seriously. I've been channeling a being by the name of Metatron. And I'm like, he's one of the archangels. And she's like, yeah. She goes, you should get trained to channel. And I was like, no. I've seen ghosts. I saw that guy hop inside of Whoopi Goldberg's body. Remember that scene where he's like, what'd you do to your hair? She's like, you like it? Like, I'm never doing that. But I'm in the meditation class like 3 years ago. And in the meditation, this being comes and she says, I am Pallas Athena. Will you come with me? And I was like, you know what? When the daughter of Zeus shows up, you say yes. Ellen, I swear to God, I swear on my cat. She took me under the water and she showed me this whole civilization that lived under the ocean. And she said, this is the remnants of what happened to Atlantis. And I was like, oh my God. So I called my girlfriend Wendy because, I didn't know anybody else who channeled. And I'm like, Wendy, Pallas Athena shows up. And she goes, maybe that's who you should get trained to channel. And I'm like, okay, listen, only because I know you and only because I trust you. I said, but I'm doing this one-on-one with you. So I used to drive up to her place in Connecticut. And it's funny, she and I both lived in LA, but we both happened to move to the East Coast to be with family. So slowly but surely, I started first channeling Pallas Athena. And the very first time I channeled in front of some friends, a girlfriend of mine took a videotape. And she said, Lynn, there were thousands of little green bubbles that went floating up on the screen of her phone. And I said, show me. And she goes, hold on, I'm just editing it. In the process of editing it, she deleted the video.
Oh no.
And I never got to see it. And so I said to Athena, how come I didn't get to see the bubbles on the screen? And she said, because it would have flipped your ego and this has to be an act of faith, not something like, oh, look at me, I've got bubbles on the screen. So anyway, Hathor and I, you know how you had Sarah Curley on the program recently? Mm-hmm. Sarah's one of my favorite beings. And Sarah said that Reiki is kind of like the gateway spiritual program. You know how like marijuana is like the gateway drug to all other drugs? Mm-hmm. She said every time you do Reiki, it's usually like a big opening. And in 1996, I had my first Reiki attunement. And on the last day, I'm laying on a table, and this is my first mystical experience. Girl has her hands at my throat. She's in the head position. Someone's giving me Reiki on the right and someone on the left. And all of a sudden my body's convulsing and the lights in the room start flickering. And I'm like, what's going on? And I keep trying to say this word. And my girlfriend says the word I'm trying to say is Heather. And the word Hathor comes out of my mouth. And out of 10 o'clock in the sky, this beam of light comes and hits me in my third eye. And I see Hathor's sun disk and cow horns. And I'm like, give me a piece of paper. I write it down. I write down her name. This is 1996. I look around and I go, does anyone know who or what a Hathor is? We don't have the internet. We don't have phones. So the next day, my girlfriend and I go traipsing off to Barnes and Noble. And I said, who or what is Hathor? And they say, oh, she's the Egyptian goddess of women. And so then I start having all these past life memories of like being a high priestess at her temple. I mean, just all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, so after I'm channeling Athena, Hathor comes to me in a vision one day and she says, you're going to be channeling me next. And I was like, okay. You know, it's like when these goddesses show up, what are you going to do? Say no?
No way.
Right? The first
Go with the flow, right?
right? Exactly. First I channeled Athena, then I channeled Hathor, and then I had a very dark period in my life, and Mary Magdalene came in, and then Mother Mary came in, and then Archangel Michael came in one day. Sanat Kumara came in. So I've been, you know, it's just literally an act of faith. You know, I know that I'm a medium and I talk to people from the other side who have passed over. And I know that I have this incredible, you know, gift and opportunity to be of service to spirit in this way. So yeah, sorry for that alarm. I forgot to turn it on.
No, we'll go back to her, but I just wanted people to get to know you a little bit. I remember coming over by you and you had this beautiful brass pyramid.
Yeah.
And it was this beautiful vibrational porthole that magnified and it was gorgeous. Can you share a little bit? Even David Young was talking about him having one as well.
Yes. So it's almost 4 years ago at the end of July, I was coming from a memorial service in New York City, and I went to sit down on a train, and there was a young man with a suitcase across the aisle from me. You know how you notice the people that are around you, and a mom and her little girl and the dad get on the train, but the way the seats are, the mom and the girl sit by themselves. And I watched this young man get up and let the dad, who was sitting next to me, sit with his family. And before he turned around, I said to him, that was awesome. Like, what an amazing thing to do. And James turns around. We had never met. We didn't know each other, but it was one of those moments of where you go, wait a second, I know this person. I couldn't possibly know this person, but he's so familiar to me. We had a 45-minute conversation from Penn Station to Manhasset, where he was getting off. I was getting off at Port Washington. And in those 45 minutes, we just decided we were going to create something together, which became the Sohma Life Sanctuary. Yeah. And James did the channeling training with Wendy, as I did. And he started channeling Thoth, who was an Atlantean, who then went to Egypt and actually was the one who built the pyramids. So all of a sudden, James starts building these copper pyramids. And he built them to the exact specifications of the pyramids at Giza. And he built them out of copper, which is the greatest metal conductor of electricity. And he used copper wire, and they're collapsible. And then Metatron had said to us, hang a piece of multivite in a copper cage from the pyramid to activate it. So I have a 10-foot, a 9-foot, an 8-foot, a 5-foot, and a 3-foot pyramid left. We sold a bunch of them. But what it did is it opened up a portal here in the sanctuary, which is what you felt that day you sat under the pyramids with us. I know.
So wonderful.
I love how, like, we met David. I met David through that same community that I was doing the meditation with, where I met Athena. And then David introduced me to you and introduced me to Rob, and so many amazing beings in this community. So Sohma's going to be open for 3 years this summer. And we've had over 750 students come through here and 50 different teachers and over 350 extraordinary classes. So it's been amazing.
It's a lovely place in Huntington. So if anybody's in the area of Huntington and you're watching Lynn now and you fall in love, watch all the exquisite things that she does there. Now she's doing it via Zoom. So you have access right from wherever you're at. If you feel like you want to open up your soul and experience a healing, a class, anything that you might not normally go for, blow your mind. And I'm so excited to hear more of what Mary has to say. But I just wanted people to feel how real you are and how sincere you are, and your heart. It just really comes through so beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, I've always said that my heart is been, like when people say, what's the best thing about you? It's just how much I love, how deeply I love. I think what balances that is my mouth, because I'm also really honest. So I'm learning to integrate my heart and my mind through my mouth to speak the truth and to try and learn to do it with tenderness and kindness and compassion. The other day in a meditation, Kuan Yin came to me and she put this little golden crown on my head and she said, this is the crown of compassion. I am now going to teach you compassion. Because, I've always spoken the truth, but I'm learning now to do it with my heart. And one of my favorite decks, it's just a little advertisement for Lana Fairchild. It's this Kuan Yin deck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so exquisite and so gorgeous. My girlfriend Chloe had introduced me to it years ago.
So if anybody doesn't know, Kuan Yin's and also another exquisite goddess. Yes, that the more you connect with the violet flame, the more you connect with all the different goddesses, the vibration and the, how can I say it? The feeling you get when you're tapping into that aspect of yourself,
Yeah.
coming from a place of sweet tenderness instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. She was a man her first incarnation and completed everything that her soul needed to do. And then her next incarnation was as a female. And rather than ascending up to heaven, she has remained as a bodhisattva so that she could be of service to humanity. So I have just the most incredible reverence and appreciation for Kuan Yin. I just saw quickly that someone had asked, how can we help lessen the fear around the virus and the conspiracy?
Yes.
I'm gonna bring Mary back through and see what she has to say about that. Elle, also, Mary Magdalene is here, and Mary was the wife of Jesus, and they had 5 children, 4 of them lived. So if you want, I could bring her through.
I'd love that.
Yeah, she is who came to me when I was having a really hard time. My dad had shown up and he was very sick with Alzheimer's and dementia, and I found myself in a very dark place, not quite knowing how to take care of him. And Magdalene showed up one day, and the thing she said to me that I knew it was her. She said, "Thank you for taking care of the children," and that was what she and Jay always used to say to me. Yeshua was how we knew him, but that's what they used to say to me.
Someone just gave a heart about Mary Magdalene. I think she's also another woman that really was misunderstood.
Completely.
And so for all the women out there that feel like they're trying to convey what they're feeling from their hearts, and people are just kind of looking at them and really not connecting. That's why people love people like us, because as soon as you find someone who's a life coach or part of your life that can hear what you say, that can feel where your heart is. So it's very different than having a normal psychologist or life coach. When you have a life coach that comes from a place of intuitive love, it really supports you and makes you feel very, very heard, which is so important.
Carrie was just saying that she's reading Mary Magdalene Revealed. Carrie, I literally got that book this week. It just arrived. The one that has the anchor and the heart on it and the cross. I also ordered that pendant. If I may, I'd like to bring Magdalene through for a moment, and then we'll finish up with Mother Mary. Magdalene is such a delight. I'm so excited to bring her through for you. And she's one of my favorite mothers. She's just another incredible being. All right, let me bring Magdalene through. Greetings, beloveds. It is indeed our delight and our honor to be with you today. our story has been not necessarily told in all of its truth. It has been told in bits and pieces, and yet there was part that was concealed in order to protect the children. It had been our concern that if the truth had been told, people would start to dig up bones and would try to use the modern sciences of DNA to find relatives and lay claim to them, when the work that was done by us, the work that was done by my beloved, was of the soul, not of the physical being. The physical being, as Ima had spoken, is much like the way that you all drive your automobiles and your bicycles and your motorcycles and your funny little motorized vehicles. But imagine stepping inside of them and thinking that they were the truth of you. The truth of you is your love. The truth of you is your divinity. The truth of you is your light essence and also your darkness. All of it has been an aspect of you. What we wanted to say to you on this day of blessings and appreciation of motherhood is that, yes, indeed, we had children. Yes, indeed, we gave birth. And we deeply honor the birth process. We deeply honor the love that a mother has for her children. We deeply honor those of you who lost your children, as well as those who continue to raise them. We deeply honor the aspects of all beings who have had both masculine and feminine incarnations that you are living out simultaneously in the multiverse. Understand that what each of you does, what each of us thinks, what each of us believes affects the greater whole. And we send our love and our blessings to you always, that you may come to know and to remember the truth, the authentic, actual truth of your beingness. We will always encourage you to call upon us for blessings, call upon us for guidance, for we have indeed walked this path with you. You are as much a part of us as we are a part of you. May you walk all of your days in love and in light and in truth, dear ones. Our blessings are always with you. Greetings and salutations. I always get teary-eyed when she comes through. I love Magdalene. She has been.
I got emotional too.
I know. She's just, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Yeah. There's this beautiful book, Elle, that's called The Sophia Code, written by a woman named Kaya Ra. And Kaya was somewhere upstate New York, sequestered in a cabin. And all of a sudden, this blinding light came into the room, this golden light, and this booming voice, and said, "Can you hear me?" She said, "Could you tone it down a little?" And the beingness of Sophia came through. And then Kaya started channeling Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Isis, Hathor, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, White Buffalo Woman, and the Golden Sophia Dragons. And she wrote this book, and there's all this coding, all of this incredible coding for how to reconnect the DNA that had been disconnected. And some of the stories that are in there about Magdalene and about Miriam, Mother Mary, will just blow your mind. It's just, the whole thing is exquisite. So it's always another book that I highly recommend to people.
Mm.
Aw, and here's my adorable, one of my sweetest girlfriends, Deborah, showing you guys a copy of the Sophia Code by Kyra. Oh, Deb, I love you. Thank you for doing that, babe. Aw. Hi,
Is
babe.
there one thing that you remember from that Sophia Code that maybe you can project at, that how the code intertwines?
So one thing that happens in the chapter on Hathor, and it was actually Metatron who recommended the book to me several years ago. He said, you want to read the chapter on Hathor. Hathor actually goes through and she reactivates the neurons and the nucleotides of different aspects of like amino acids in our body to help us to reconnect the DNA that was disconnected within our spiritual DNA, which translated to our physical body. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. In fact, Elle, I'm going to make sure that I get a copy to you as a gift.
Oh, now, is there any aspect in that book talking about the pineal gland in any way?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And wait, there's another book. So I'm I don't know about anybody else, but I'm reading like 4 books at once. There was another book I was just reading that was talking about doing a meditation for the pineal gland.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was the pituitary gland.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, so there are definitely aspects in there. Each goddess in each chapter has a different initiation that she does to help create this deep, deep connection to being in accordance and in congruity with the Sophia, which is the feminine aspect of creation. Yeah, just really, really, really amazing.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're
That's so
welcome.
beautiful.
You're so welcome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring Mother Mary back through. And if any of you, Carrie, oh my God, Sophia Code is on its way to me in the mail now. Yay. You're definitely in the right group today, Carrie. That's for sure.
So if you can ask her about the conspiracy that's going on with the Pizzagate and all that stuff and the virus, if there's any insight on that with Mother Mary, I'm sure that person who asked the question would be forever grateful.
Pizzagate? I don't know what that is.
Well, see if she connects with that.
Okay.
That was something with the island with all the children that were being, taken and sex slaves.
Okay, okay. And hi to Mindy. I see my friend Mindy's out there. Okay. All right, here, let's go. Greetings, beloveds.
You have to do the dough is right. Okay.
We understand that there are questions. The consciousness of your beloved planet has brought forth the need for what is indeed occurring with this virus. Understand that there are many factors at play, and as everything has a cycle to it, you phase through moon cycles, you phase through yearly cycles, you phase through seasonal cycles. So too, beloved Gaia has her cycles that occur every what is considered 27,000 years of your timeline. The 9, the 18, the 27. Understand that the number of 9 represents an ending of one and a beginning of a new. After 9 comes the 10, which is really the 1, which is the beginning once again, except it becomes exalted. In this process of transformation, there is an aspect of a cleansing, of indeed an eradication. Many are leaving. Many were contracted to leave when they have and as they are. And there are indeed more comings and goings that will continue to occur. For this event has promoted a sense of fear, a sense of epidemic that is beyond that even of the pandemic, in that the button of fear is being pushed within each of you. And what is being asked of you is to choose love over fear, to find the place inside of you to say, I can remain quiet in the face of the storm. I can remain at ease in the face of turmoil. I can remain calm in the face of turbulence. This is much more of an opportunity for you at a global scale to find deeply within your own souls the part of you that will remain unshaken. It is much like being able to breathe into the energy of an earthquake as the earth begins its roiling and its moving, to say, I can find my balance. There are indeed forces of darkness that are at play that have manipulated much of what is going on. There are indeed aspects of this that have been crafted by man, but understand, beloveds, that this is all in agreement and all in alignment with the soul contracts that each of you had chosen prior to your incarnations. You are all exactly where you are meant to be. And we believe that this is the most important aspect that you must take away from this. There is no fear to be indulged in. There is no choice to say, oh my goodness, this is bad. What you must choose to do, above and beyond all of this, is to remember that where you are, God is. You are in perfect alignment and perfect accordance with your life's path. There is nowhere else for you to be. What there is for each of you to do, beloveds, is to love and embrace where you are, to find that place of happiness. People are dying. This is not being selective of only the elderly. This is not being selective of only those who cannot withstand the forces of darkness. Bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. The judgment that has been cast by each of you upon these circumstances is what is doing the most damage. For you to find a way to say, I will love and embrace what is before me. I will love and embrace who is before me. Will give you more freedom than you could possibly imagine. For in this moment of choice, in this moment of pause, to say, rather than react to the circumstance, I will step back and I will take a breath and I will find a way to bring neutrality, to bring release from judgment, to bring release from reaction. There you shall find your solitude. There you shall find your peace. And there you shall find your divinity. We know that you have questions, dear ones. We would like to open to be able to respond to any that you may have at this time. For we are here for you, and each of you responded. And of that, we are grateful. So we ask you, beloveds, how may we be of assistance to you?
We have a question from one of the people who are watching, and their concern was a bill was just passed that if the government doesn't feel that somebody is doing the appropriate thing with the virus, they can take their child out of their home and put them in foster care. So there's a lot of our freedoms being taken away from us right now. So is there anything you suggest that we can do to shift this, to not let this go any further? What can we do? Or anything you can tell us would be incredibly appreciated.
Indeed, beloved. Beloved, we want to thank you for providing us the opportunity to be with all of you. We are deeply honored to be in your presence and your magnificence as well. These laws that are being enacted are reactions. They are of the egoic structures. They are attempts to continue to control the masses. All that was taught in your school systems was taught to teach you how to obey the laws of man, not the laws of nature, not the laws of God, not the laws of love, and not the laws of light. These are further steps that are being taken to try and control the masses at large. There is a huge, huge, huge disruption that is about to occur within the next year. Life as you know upon your planet will not look the same. These minor steps that are being taken are an attempt to try and stop the tidal wave. It is like holding up an umbrella as the tsunami is approaching. There is not individual action that you can take to stop those forces of darkness, beloveds. But what there is for you to do to allow yourselves to continue to ascend, to allow yourselves to continue to evolve, is to find the peace within yourselves so that you do not have a harsh reaction to the authorities that are bringing forth these attempts to try and control the masses. What there is for you to do, beloveds, each and every one of you, is to bring yourself to a place of peace within your own hearts, within your own souls, and within your own minds. You must find a way to bring yourself into a sense of alignment and peace. We do recommend that each of you spend time, that beautifully elusive aspect of time, in solitude, in nature. Your spring has sprung. It is time for each of you to find a way to spend time in the sunshine and let the warmth of your golden sun warm and heal the places of fear that exists within. We will tell you there is nothing to fear. Ultimately, that is true. However, in the circumstances in which you have placed yourself in your societies, there are indeed forces that are pressing up against the forces of light with the forces of darkness. It is not to be eradicated by pressing back. It is to be ameliorated through neutrality, through love, through an embracing. It is much like a child that is throwing a tantrum. For you to embrace this child and begin to hum and begin to dance and begin to sing, you will start to quiet the madness. Chanting, singing, being joyful on purpose will help to alleviate the power of sound, the power of your own voice. For you to walk into a room and to begin to sing, for you to walk into a room and to begin to tone, for you to sing the sounds of each of the energy centers within your body, begin to create an alignment and a balance within yourselves. Singing to yourselves will help you to calm the voices in your head. This sounds quite simple, yet it is so effective. For each of you to find music that soothes you, as you have all heard that music soothes the savage beast. The beast of the mind, the beast of the ego that says you must fight is not accurate, beloveds. This is the indoctrination, this is the programming that each of you have been given. What is meant for each of you to do is to love, to sing, and to find a way to practice joy. For some of you, it may be getting chalk and drawing on the sidewalks. For some of you, it may be walking in the meadows. For some of you, it may be planting in the garden. For some of you, it may be building a birdhouse. For some of you, it may be collecting rocks or seashells. For some of you, it may be making art and paintings and jewelry. Find what brings you joy. Look for creative expressions. Your creativity was not nearly embraced and nurtured as strongly as it could have been. Find the great creativity that lives within each of you. Find the artist that lives within each of you. For some, it may be playing the piano. For some, it may be picking up a guitar. Within that creativity, you will focus on what brings happiness. That happiness will assist in the elevation and shine the light of love upon these forces that are, again, attempting to control and dominate. Just imagine that there is a wave that is coming towards you. You cannot fight the wave. You can dive into the wave and come out on the other side. That is what love will do. Love will allow you to emerge victorious. There are many more sanctions that are coming, beloved. You will see things happen within your society that will make your hair stand on end. That cannot be stopped at this time, beloveds. And it is not just to surrender to the negativity, but rather to supersede it by finding the love within and allowing that to elevate you. We hope that we have made this clear. One moment, please.
That was adorable. Precious. As you come back into your humanity.
No, I wanted a sip of water. I just realized I don't have a water bottle down here.
Aww.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of channeling head. Will we be able to conduct? Will I be able to conduct? Will I be able to be a conduit for healing women on a mass level? Oh, my glasses. Carrie's asking that.
Well, maybe Mother Mary can help us do a prayer that's for women to help them reestablish their power with such a strong male.
I just had this little ant. I don't know where this guy showed up. This little ant just showed up on my screen. All of a sudden there was an ant. Do you remember there was a screensaver years ago and it was like bugs on the screen? My brother gets a phone call from one of my dad's friends and he goes, "It says that I've got a virus in my computer." And my brother goes over and he's like, he spends hours trying to figure out what this virus would be. All of a sudden the screensaver comes up and it says you have a virus and it's Bloom County and there's like cockroaches inside of this computer screen. So he's trying to help my dad's friend thinking that it's actually a virus in the computer when it's a screensaver, a Bloom County screensaver saying, "Warning, you have a virus in the computer."
Oh my goodness.
That little ant just made me think of that. There's a beautiful, beautiful prayer in Aramaic. It's called the Anabakoach. And Mother Mary wants to say that prayer of blessing for everybody. Yeah, I'll bring her through. Any other questions, Carrie?
Oh, the other question was about pain. People are experiencing tremendous amounts of pain. I mean, I know I have it on my right side, but I guess helping people cope through the growing pains of what's going on right now.
Yeah. Elle, there's actually a class and a technique that I teach that I call psychic surgery that helps people to remove physical pain from the body. Because really, if you look at Einstein's theory of relativity, everything is made of energy. And what this technique allows you to do is to be in communication with whatever the pain is. Because, say you've got energy and it moves through things. And it comes at a certain speed or a certain velocity because emotion is energy in motion, emotion. And say that something comes at you so quickly. I had a neighbor who unfortunately witnessed her dog running out into the street and being hit and killed by a car. And she was just traumatized. And the next day she came to me and we helped her to remove the pain and the guilt and everything else. She was the one who unfortunately the dog had gotten out when she opened the door. But what had happened was it happened so quickly that instead of the energy moving through her, it actually stopped and blocked. And it built like, it has a shape and a color and a size and a temperature and a texture and a weight and all these emotions that are inside of it. And it's energy that didn't get to move through our physical bodies. So I'm happy to do that process with you to help you.
That would be amazing. I'd love that. That particular thing sounds almost like a post-traumatic stress that people hold on for a long time, which is important to have a holistic healer. And I'm really wonderful at doing it for everybody else.
You're singing my song. I know I literally have to put time in my schedule, not just to help other people, but to schedule time for myself to be able to do those back and forth exchanges with my friends because, we're so busy healing the world. Like we have to make sure it's all taken care of in here too. But I'm happy to help you with that. So, I know that with the pain, and I'm definitely going to bring Mary through and let her address this. But I know that with the pain, one of the things we can do is just communicate with it. They say love is a function of communication. That's always been one of my favorite phrases ever since I heard it back in 1980. Mm-hmm. And I think that what's really important is for us to come into communication with the disenfranchised and the unacknowledged and the kind of disowned aspects of ourselves, the places where we're like, oh, pain, make it go away, rather than embracing it with love and saying, baby, you're feeling pain, like my poor shoulder, like what's going on, what happened? And 10 times out of 10 you're going to find out that that's where the pain of such and such was. It could be a heartbreak, could be a whatever it is that happened. People have a lot of trauma that happened in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
So that's some of the work that I do and the counseling work that I do with people. And I would love to do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's part of one of the psychic healing tools that I teach. It's called psychic surgery. I used to call it the psychic energy healing technique, but that was too long. So now I just call it psychic surgery. It's like a fear technique to get rid of fear. Fear of, false evidence appearing real. I always loved that acronym. So cool. All right, so I'm going to bring Mary through. You wanted to ask her about the pain, and then Carrie, you wanted to know if you can become a conduit for healing women on a mass level. I say the answer to that is absolutely. If you can dream it, you can have it. Greetings, beloveds. In direct response, yes, dear one, you can absolutely become a conduit for healing of women. The first place that must begin is within yourself. For when you know that you are well, for when you know that you are healed, you then emit a frequency that will heal anyone with whom you are in contact. You will then bring forth an energy. My beloved son had the ability to, as has been explained, bring forth the soul blueprint of any being with whom he was in contact. He would literally see the light and see the truth and see the wellness of any being. And that wellness was brought forth. Any affliction that they had, it was not so much the laying on of hands. That was more of show, believe it or not. What he would do is he would see and know the truth of all beings. He would see their divine perfection. He would see their divine soul blueprint that did not have affliction, that did not have pain, that did not have anything that was broken. And he would call forth and know within them that they were well, that they were whole, that they were one, that they were the light of the world, that they were the ones that were holy. And then that would be made manifest. Each of you has that ability to do not only with yourselves, but with all beings. When you walk in the state of grace, when you walk in the knowledge and the wisdom that you are where God is, for God is where you are, there is nothing that can be done to afflict you. And as that is the truth of each and every one of us, there is actually no healing that must be done. There is only the recognition that you are perfect, whole, and complete as you are. So yes, you may bring healing to the masses, but let that begin with you, beloved. Let yourself know that as you sit in your divine perfection, all with whom you come in contact with are whole, perfect, and complete as you are as well. A prayer known and beloved to us is the prayer of the Anabacoag, which I shall pray with you now. Ana bekoa gedalat yemeneha tatir zerura kabel renat ameha sagvenu taharenu nora na gibor dorshe yuhudeha kevavat shamrem rahem taharem ahame zikateha tamid gamlem hasin kadosh berov tufa nehel adateha yahid ke'e Amhapine, Zokre Kadushateha, Shavatenu Kabel, Ushma Zakatenu, Yodayat Alamot, Shem Kivon, Lelam. We give you our prayers and our blessings, beloveds. We ask you once again to call upon us whenever you need, for we are there to assist you. We are here to remind you of the love that you are. Allow yourself to feel love that we have for you. Allow yourself to hear the whispers that we give to you when we wish to offer guidance. Speak aloud our names, call upon us, and allow us to deliver you from the moments when you have forgotten yourselves. For you are always known to us. We do not forget. We always remember, dear ones. For you are known to us. You are loved by us. Your light shines through so brightly. Were we mere mortals, we would be blinded by your brilliance. You are precious to us, and you are deeply connected with us always. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for your attention. We love you so completely, without condition, so absolutely. We will greet you when you release your physical forms. And know that there is no separation between us except for the illusion that you yourselves have chosen to dream. You will surprise yourselves at your own magnificence upon your awakening. Ishkanta isto ankita meonspant. Kiosonta kitamp. Miantanski ontost. Veante osanig manmane. Our blessings, our love are with you always. Greetings and salutations, beloveds. Until we meet again. She threw in a little light language. She is just delightful. Oh my gosh.
So that wasn't Aramaic, that was light language?
Yeah, the Aramaic was the prayer. No, that was her little bit of light language. Oh my gosh. How cute is she?
What did she say?
It was a prayer of blessing. She says the translation is, may our love and our light be always upon you. May the song of light and love be always in your hearts. And may you always know, like may you always know who you truly are, like to awaken from the dream.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
What a beautiful feeling, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm high for like hours after this. They call it channeling head. You know, you just had this being that like came down and came through. Ooh. It's funny, she's still around. She's just not embodied.
Mm-hmm.
She's very regal. It's interesting. She has this like regalness about her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool.
When they think of Mother Mary, they think of blue and a beautiful soft pink light.
I always see her with the rose. It's funny. I smell the rose of her. My grandmother, rose was her favorite scent. And when I smell rose, it's either Mother Mary coming through or it's my grandmother, because my grandmother will come through with the scent of rose as well. The thing that I love about rose is that it has the highest frequency of all the plants. And when they make it into an oil, it has the highest frequency of any of the essential oils.
Sure.
And Ellen, I heard this really, really cool thing one time, that if you take a rose petal and you put it in a petri dish that's filled with bacteria, that within 5 minutes, all the bacteria will be dead.
Wow, how beautiful is that?
Healing, healing. It's also the most expensive of any of the
It is.
essential oils. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for today.
Everybody is so grateful and appreciate how exquisite you are. From Vincent to Deborah to you have all these exquisite people that can't tell you what a very special lady you are and how beautiful you are. So thank you from all our hearts.
And thank you so much for this. This was such an honor for me. My mom, it's funny, my mom, she grew up as a Episcopalian, and then she became a Catholic for a little while, and then she divorced my dad and she went back to being an Episcopalian. So she's like, wait, who are you channeling today? She's like, just make sure there are pictures of Jesus and Mother Mary. I'm like, Mom, I have so many pictures of Jesus and Mother Mary. Jesus is on the front of my phone, you know? I'm like, they're everywhere. She'll come in and she'll be like, here's a picture of Archangel Michael. And I go, over there, put it over there with the statue of Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Uriel. So she, you know, my mom told me when I was really little, she said, going to church is going to let you plant seeds that are going to grow roots that are so deep that you'll be able to draw on in the rest of your life. And so my mother gave me my relationship with God, you know, and I have a mentor, I have a teacher, his name is Brad. And Brad met my mom and he said, you know, your mom is really touched. She's really gifted. She's touched by God. And anything that my mother wishes for comes to manifestation. And I've definitely inherited that. But sometimes she'll say things when she gets mad, and I'm like, be careful what you're saying, Mom. You gotta be really careful. And she's like, okay. So we're learning from each other, you know. Yeah. It's been really beautiful. Ellen, I can't thank you enough. And Carla, my God, for what you guys are doing. This is just such a beautiful platform. Thank you so much.
Oh, we were incredibly honored to have you do what you're exquisite at, just projecting pure love and bringing beautiful vibrational energy of pure love, especially on a magnificent day as today, Mother's Day.
Thank you, baby. So a couple things. I'm going to reconnect with you. I'm going to get you the Sophia code. And for sure, let's talk about your hip. And Carla, if there's anything I can ever do for you, my heart and all of my gifts and abilities are open, and you know, I'm at your beck and call. I love you both dearly. Thank you for this magnificent day. You're so welcome. My love to all. Thank you to everybody, to Vincent, to Laura, to Carrie, Roxanne, Michael, Mindy, Deborah. Thank you all so much for being here. To everybody on Facebook, thank you to everybody who's here. Much love to all of you. Mwah.
Wow. Carla, is there anything you wanted to add for the closing?
Oh, I stopped the live stream.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right.
You guys, thank you so much. What an honor this was.
You are so lovely. Truly lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It was my absolute delight. I love you girls so much. Elle, I'm going to message you. And Carla, if there's anything I can ever do for you, please reach out. I absolutely love you, both of you, dearly for what you're doing here. Bye, my darlings. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mommy's Day.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow we have Jen. She's going to be doing a beautiful channeling, right? She's going to go into the galactic heavy hitter stuff tomorrow. Heavy hitter.
Hold on to your pants.
Vince, we're glad you enjoyed that. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anybody want to say anything? Come out and say it, because we're free and closed, and This is a sacred space. Hey. Aw. So Carla, what are you going to do with this magical day?
Actually, the only plan that I have is to go hug the tree out in front of my house.
Hey, Pietro. How are you?
That's the only plan that I have currently.
What's that, sweetheart?
The only plan that I have is to hug the tree out in front of my house.
Okay, cool.
It's
All right.
it's right at my driveway entrance. So that's the only plan. And what about you, Ellen?
Let's see, Anthony is having, I guess, food delivered. And I don't know, I was hoping to experience something outdoors today, anything outdoors, but I'm not sure. I am what is it, at Marla's son's house?
Maria's son's house.
Okay, thank you.
His wife's house. His wife's children's house.
Ah, very
name is
lovely.
Maria.
Very, very lovely. Oh.
See, if I unmute, you're going to hear all the noise in the background. From the it's a Latin community,
Sounds like a party going
and they're very, very loud. So I'm going to mute myself again just so I don't annoy you all. Happy Mother's Day and happy Motherless Day.
Oh,
I'm here because I'm a mother, but in a different way. Love you guys.
Love you too.
It was really cool. She was very, very cool. I was listening and watching. It was very cool.
fantastic.